All right.
So my bike has always had an integrated taillight installed since I bought it, but the previous owner didn't wire the turn signals for some reason.
So today we're going to be wiring them up. So it is currently about 10:18 in the morning on a Saturday. So you know what that means. Wise man once told me, you cannot drink all day if you don't start in the morning, and that's the kind of logic that I can't really disagree with.
So when you get up underneath the rear seat here, yeah, as you can see, this is one of the turn signal wires for the integrated taillight. When I was doing the whole fairing kit, I had all of this apart, and I did check, and I was like, well, hey, what are these fucking wires for? And yeah, I did find out that that's for the turn signal. Yeah, I don't know why the guy didn't wire it in, but I just didn't feel like doing it at the moment when I did the fairing kit, because obviously it's got the turn signals on the side. But, I got a wild hair up my ass, so this is what we're going to do today.
All right, tail pieces off.
So basically there's just a couple of trim clips on the underside, and then once you just unplug this main harness, the whole entire tail piece just comes right off.
Okay, so got a wire for each of the turn signals. If I'm being completely honest, I do not know which one goes to which. However, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be wiring in some spade connectors into the existing turn signals. So I know which wire is ground, which one is hot. I checked that on the bike already. But what I'm basically going to be doing is I am going to extend the wire off of the turn signal, just because I don't really like just inserting the existing terminals into the turn signals. And basically what that would end up doing is it would actually be making it so that these turn signals are not functional. I want both of them to work. So yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to install spade connectors into the existing terminal, or into the existing wires for the turn signals. And then, if I have them flipped, all I can do is just go through and switch them back around. Okay, so as I said, I'm installing spade connectors. So basically you have one side that's the female, one side that's the male. So you'll just simply push them in together like so. They're real easy to install. One thing that I do like to do is insulate them somehow, just so that water and moisture and crap can't get inside. So I just have some heat shrink tubing here. So what you're going to do is first put your heat shrink tubing on the wire, because obviously you can't put it on after it's already connected. But then all you do, take one of your wires and you stick it inside like so. Take your crimpers and you're going to crimp onto the wire. I like to do two just to make sure it's nice and secure. Clamp that down, and then it doesn't come apart. So then all you gotta do, slide your heat shrink tubing over like so. Got my handy dandy little torch here. I like to put on a low setting just so that you're not torching the shit out of everything. And then just go around. And there you go.
So to real quickly show you how I'm actually wiring it, I am not a big fan by any means of Scotch locks. This is what I'm talking about when I say Scotch locks. They're the stupid little fittings that, you just simply set it on the wire and then you put your other wire in it and then you close it and it crimps it for you. I don't like those. They don't make good connections. They're not secure and they are notorious for failure. No hate if you have used those before, but just they're not a great way to actually wire. So what I have done here is I have actually soldered the connection. That is the most secure way and the best way that you can actually wire. Down here, this is just kind of how I have it. I got the wires twisted together. As you can see, I've got the red that's going to split off into my connector. And then obviously, you know, you still need to have your original wire go through to the turn signal. So I will do a quick demo on how to solder. Okay, so soldering is actually very easy to do just as long as you have all of the equipment to do it. I know not everybody has a soldering iron and all that jazz, but you know, I actually worked in the automotive industry for several years and I did a lot of wiring. So I've actually got this thing, as you can see it. So it's actually a butane soldering iron, so you don't have to be draping any wires or anything. Just need to let it get hot. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. So I just put a little bit of solder on the end. Basically just set it on the exposed wires. I'm going to try and make sure my hand isn't in the way. And then basically just kind of start feeding. And eventually the wires will start soaking up all of the solder once they get hot enough. Okay, so there I can see the wire starting to get shiny. So it's actually starting to take solder. And just keep feeding it until all the wires have solder on them. There we go. Once you're done, just pull it away. And as we can see, the wires all have solder, and I can pull on it, and it's not coming apart. And then, like I said, make sure that you had your heat shrink tubing on the wires before you get started. So then I can just go over that with the torch. And we've got a nice waterproof connection. Okay, so I've got the tailpiece just set up here very loosely just so I can check to make sure that I have the turn signals the correct way. So I'll turn the bike on. Let's turn on the right one for shits and giggles. Okay, so yeah, I have the wires flipped. So the yellow one is the one that needs to go on this side. Yep. All right, so I got that correct now. All right, so it's all wired in now. It works. There's left turn signal and there's right turn signal. I will eventually go through and I will actually put LEDs in the side marker lights just because those are incandescents right now. So once I have LEDs, they will actually flash at the same rate. Like as you can see, the tail light flashes a little bit before. It's because LEDs are instantaneous light where incandescents aren't.
1 week later.
So I made that video and then realized that I didn't actually film an outro for it. So check it out. I got a new smoker. Hi, Dixie. I've been wanting one for a while and we were just walking through Walmart and I found this one. It's a little bit smaller than like your, normal size smoker, but it was like $300 and I'm like, shit, yeah, dude, that'll be perfect for us. So I'm gonna get this bad boy all put together and probably try smoking some meats this weekend. All right, so I got it all put together. Yeah, I mean, perfect size for, just me and the fiance, but yeah, I'm just doing the whole burn off process right now. So, it's gonna burn off all the oil and all the shit so that's nice and clean for the first use. But guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.